Friday night racing returns to Hollywood Park with $1 hot dogs and beer and live music. This happy hour is the place to be seen. First race 7 p.m.
Showing the speed of Ruffian, the class of Lady Secret, the heart of Personal Ensign, one of the greats of all time. This is Azeri!
Follow reigning horse of the year Azeri on the track to greatness. 12 wins in 13 starts, 9 consecutive victories, 7 grade ones. And Saturday, June 21st, Azeri defends her brilliant streak against a top field in Hollywood Park's Grade 1 Vanity Handicap. Only on TVG. This is TVG.
You see, I'm confused. How many is Patrick Valenzuela won today? Because there it is. It's 4. Thank you, Pete Val, for keeping me up to speed. Patrick Valenzuela winning 4 races today on Sunday, Father's Day, 5 yesterday on Saturday. They've run 19 races in the past 2 days. P-Val has won 9 of them. He's pretty hot.
He is pretty hot, and he will continue that way. When he gets going, you can't stop him.
Here come your prices and the results from race number 9. It is 5, 4, 7, 1. Patrick Valenzuela, the winning jockey aboard the 5, Sun City Bradley, as Sun City Bradley able to break his maiden today.
Here's your pick 4 payoffs.
Nice. $983 on the pick 4 and the pick 6, just under $22,000.
Excellent. Sun City Bradley, a 3-year-old colt by American Day out of the Tough Nightmare Swimette, bred here in California. The Bradley Group is the owner. Chris O'Dell is your winning trainer. P-Val aboard.
Let's go check out some prices from the 10th and final race from Stockton up there at San Joaquin County Fair. It was market cap $7.60 on top, 8295. The superfecta, $958 and change. Not too shabby at all.
In the division, he had won 6 of 7 starts here in the U.S. for Neil Howard.
He looked great in the New Orleans Handicap, great in the Ben Ali. He won the Grade 1 Pimlico Special on a sloppy track on the 16th of May. A bonus pack was Scratch Slider. The 2 was a late scratch. Nice to see a big field in a Grade 1. Mile and an 1/8, $750,000. Aldebaran, let's give it a shot at a mile and 1/8. No real big races in terms of 7 furlongs or a mile, so Bobby Frankel willing to take the chance. Mineshaft, your heavy favorite, and deservedly so. I thought Proud Citizen had a shot in this race. Third off the layoff at 11-1.
Here's Luke Kreitfoss with the Grade 1 Stephen Foster from Churchill.
Off and running in the Stephen Foster. Colonial Colony, Crafty Shaw on the outside. There goes Proud Citizen. Mineshaft broke perfectly on the far outside. And Aldebaran passing the stands. Proud Citizen takes the lead in that consistent season. Second, Perfect Drift is racing third. Crafty Shaw is racing along in fourth. Aldebaran cuts the corner in fifth. Mineshaft to his outside. They're right together early. Back to Colonial Colony, followed by Unbridled Vision. A gap of 2 more back to Full Mandate. And Wood Moon at the back of the pack. He's 10 or more off the lead. Onto the backside they wheel. Crafty Shaw and Calvin Burrell, the neck in front consistency. Keeps the pressure up to the outside the quarter. Moderate 23 and 2/5 seconds. And Proud Citizen tracking a clear-cut third. Perfect Drift up the inside. The favorite Mineshaft in a perfect striking spot. He's 4.5 lengths off the pace in mid-pack now. Aldebaran is next to his inside. Comes Colonial Colony. Unbridled Vision nudged along early. Then it's Full Mandate and 2 farther back to Wood Moon at the back. Half and 46 and 4 passing the half-mile pole. Crafty Shaw neck in front. Mineshaft makes his move and he's up to take the lead around the turn. Consistency. Proud Citizen shuffle back fourth now. Behind that comes Perfect Drift. Aldebaran starts his rally. He's got 6 to make up at this point. Then Colonial Colony, a gap of 3 back to Unbridled Vision as they round the turn to the top of the lane. Mineshaft, Robbie Alvarado looking to throw the knockout punch. He's opened up by 2, turning for home. Perfect Drift is charged up into a contending spot in second. Crafty Shaw is racing third. Whips out now on Proud Citizen. Down inside the final furlong. Mineshaft shaken up by Robbie Alvarado. A stern test here from Perfect Drift on the outside. Perfect Drift poking his nose in front. Mineshaft tries to kick back. Perfect Drift in front. Mineshaft comes back on. Perfect Drift and Mineshaft. Perfect Drift a nose.
Major upset in the Grade 1 Stephen Foster is Perfect Drift. Safe to say he loves this racetrack as he runs third here in the Derby as a 3-year-old. And then he defeats Mineshaft here in the Grade 1 Stephen Foster. Perfect Drift, final time 1:47.2 for the mile and an eighth, just a fifth off the track and stakes record, and he goes over $1.2 million in earnings with this victory, Matt.
This is a two-horse race. I mean, you go 9.5 lengths back to Aldebaran, who runs third in this. Aldebaran just not particularly good. He's okay at a mile and an eighth. He's great at a mile. The distance was a problem for him. Proud Citizen, not as good at the age of 4 as he was last year as a 3-year-old. Consistency, I thought, had a chance. Not good enough. This was a two-horse race, and when you first look at this race, you don't really realize how great a ride this is from Pat Day. We'll show you right now. Look at Perfect Drift. You know, in the 7 path, I think, at this point. How does Pat Day get to the rail? There are 6 horses to his inside. You know, Perfect Drift has enough tactical speed to get up and get by a few horses, and somehow Pat Day goes from the 7 hole, you see him draft back in, and there is Perfect Drift right now in 4th, somehow right on the fence going into the first turn.